What channel are we live on? Are we on the GoldenEye YouTube
Bringing back
channel?
GoldenEye one. Let's see if that's live. Oh, the other one was live before. This is what's weird. I don't know if we're live or not. No, we're not. We are live.
We are live.
We are live, apparently. So what I'm going to do is say we are live on Facebook. That's going to be dreadful for everyone to start watching. I'm going to stop and start the screen sharing onto the actual film. So that's on now. So we'll give it like we'll probably give it.
Yeah, we're getting confirmation from the chat. Hi Ken, thanks for the confirmation.
So have we got the chat? Cool. So do you want to go first, Ben, or should I?
Go for what introduction?
Yes, and also me putting the audio on the actual film so people can hear it as well.
Fair enough.
There we are.
Hello all. Welcome to the live commentary from myself and Mr. Daniel Bruce on Bringing Back GoldenEye, where we shall be sharing witty anecdotes, comments about the film, stories from behind the scenes, and all of that lovely jazz.
Yes, we've got a live chat as well, so if anybody wants to send any questions or queries or anything you want to say, obviously.
Yep, abuse.
Abuse, yeah, why not?
Abuse, that's fine too.
I think I've earned it from the intro I've just given, so you're scot-free, Ben, but for me, it's earned, so just go for it. If you want to throw some in as well, Ben, just throw some shade. Why not?
Oh, I'll be throwing shade.
Good. So, hello, Ken. Hello,
Wild Rocket Health.
Hello, Waves. So, do you want me to show you something cool, Ben, actually, that my friend did for me for my 30th birthday as a little thing? So I'm going to lean into, it's like 3D experience. So my friend decided for my birthday to get like a Raspberry Pi and put like a lot of old retro games on, but put like a little GoldenEye, the film thing on it. Yeah. So, and it comes off as well. So I don't know if you can see that properly because I can't see the screen.
It's a little blurred. But I can appreciate it nonetheless.
There we are. So, how weird some of the fans are for it. We're getting everything in, but oh, cool. Yeah, it is very Trailer Park Boys. To be honest with you, Wild Rocket Health. Yeah, thankfully that is a good thing. So we'll put it on at like 10 past. It just gives a few more people time to sort of get on. I've put like a message on Facebook and everything.
All right, I'll go on your Facebook then.
Yeah, I've put it on the actual Bringing Back GoldenEye group. So hopefully that gets a few more people on. We can only stream to YouTube, by the way, and we are using Restream, and it's only letting us do one for now because I am cheap and I will not pay. I have the same amount of money as Ethan does in this film. I have blown it all. So yeah, I've blown all my actors' money, and we're not making any money off the film because it's for charity. So yeah, it'll be for the Samaritans. Essentially, we've hit our initial goal already, which is great, which was £5,000. So Jim, who is the producer and writer of the film, has matched it. So already past 10K, which is cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean we should stop though. So if anybody does want to donate, feel free. If not, just enjoy the film if you can, and if not, then whatever.
Where's the link to share? Is there a YouTube link to share?
It should be on the actual. It's on the actual Bring Back GoldenEye website. So it's not website, sorry, a YouTube page. So it's
There's a post saying we're live.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you.
Send it to me.
It's with you on WhatsApp, just so you know. So that's with you now.
Cool.
For that one, what I'll do as well, see if I can share it to the group as well. Nope, that's a private group. We want it to the public one. I'm going to create a post now. Film starts. So I've put that on the now, so everybody should be able to see it and get the links in. Is there anything you want to say before we begin, Ben? Like any sort of stuff about the film, or anything you want to share beforehand?
What do I want to share? What can I say while I'm currently typing a post? How can I pause and stall for time?
We're going to stall for 4 minutes, and then we're going to talk for over an hour and a half. So this is going to be beautiful. There's no long pauses or meandering or anything like that.
What can I say? I apologize for anyone's ears who start bleeding at the sound of my inane voice throughout the film.
I've still got to apologise for the music. Like, you know, what I'll do, whilst you're posting, I'll put the good song on by Grant Kirkthorpe, who's a wonderful musician. If anybody sort of knows the GoldenEye, he did it for the original film. For the game, sorry. He did it for the game. So he's come back to do this. So all the musical score in this is Grant Kirkthorpe, and this is the song he done for the film.
And yes, Wild Rocket, it is a sequel. You can watch Going for GoldenEye, which was the first one, over on Amazon Prime.
Not anymore. I think it's just Steam.
Oh, is it just Steam?
Yeah, it's on Amazon, but you can't really watch it annoyingly. So it's that. And the other thing I've seen, which is bizarre, I found out, was people have started importing American.
You might want to turn the music down a little bit, or it's going to drown us out.
So I'm just going to knock it down a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, the first DVDs are being imported on eBay, I discovered recently. Like through that, it's just so weird. It's quite hard to get hold of now, so it's become a bit of a thing. But I don't worry for anyone who's not seen the first one. The second one makes it quite clear what's gone on and so far.
Yeah, it does a really good job at the beginning of like just giving a quick oversight, doesn't it? Which I think is one of the strengths of the film, to be honest. I mean, it's quite a difficult thing to do, to summarize an entire film with so many characters within about 5 minutes.
Yeah, and building up on it as well.
Yeah.
Like it literally, it goes, here's the past film and the current film at the same time, which is crazy. I don't know how the editor did it.
Well, I think it helps that the film is a real life documentary in the second film.
Yeah.
So they can actively talk about it as an actual production.
Well, it's brilliant, like the way it builds on it, and Lucas's editing as well. So Lucas wrote with the editor of this. He's got a lot of big names, but he was the editor for this, and the way he built that within it is very clever. So yeah, can't sing his praises enough. It was really cool. Although I will say the premiere, I'm still a bit. Not embarrassed is the word. It was a bit awkward because we're having this really nice conversation, and a lot of people who I've brought with me, my mates for the premiere in Sheffield, ended up leaving at the same time, so it became this conga line of me like trying to have this conversation and saying goodbye to everyone, and I'm like, goodbye to everyone. And then as soon as I got back and we started talking again, I got to Badger, who did like interviews with cast and crew from behind the scenes, one that I believe you had an interview with him as well, Ben. Essentially, I had to go to that straight afterwards, so I was a bit like, oh, we finally got a moment to talk, and then I had to walk away for an interview. But once again, Lucas, I'm so sorry, but we talked afterwards in emails, so he was fine with it all, and he's a very sweet man. So yeah, it was cool. Cool. Thank you for that, Victor the Guitar Nerd. He said essentially that the film sounds in its own, so thank you. I agree as well. So Yeah. Glenn Platt. Glenn, who, by the way, the lead character, the person I believe is the lead, it was named after Glenn Platt. So the guy who's in the chat now, that's who Jim names his main character.
So. You guys need a spin-off in the vein of Hear No Evil, See No Evil.
Is that a PlayStation 2?
What
are you doing? We're going to look like a joke. Just get rid of it. You know, yeah, you are finished. And I swear to God, if
so that was
how long were you improvising, screaming like that for?
Yeah, it was fully improvised. That one, and that's why I thought I'd throw your name into it. Essentially with it. So we're gonna start the film now, but yeah, I did throw your name in on that one because I noticed there was a bunch of PlayStations on the set. And I was just like, why is the PS1s and 2s? And the honest answer is, it's so we could have the TVs working with stuff playing. So we used them for that, and then I was a bit like, well, it's not gonna. I thought the character would have a tizzy over it, essentially. So I'm gonna start the film now. So
let's do it.
We've got at least 3 people watching, which is nice. Hopefully we get some more. Take it from there. Oh. Hi, I'm Ethan Bellénd, megastar of Bringing Back GoldenEye. Before you watch our film, I think my favourite thing about this of having Ethan as the intro is that throughout it all, like the first half of the film is like, "Where's Ethan?" And you just see it straight away. To find out more.
He's plugging the Samaritans.
Plugging the Samaritans. Plugging the
right
Samaritans
now.
Except for me, of course. So.
What? Seriously? Seriously, are you kidding me? This is.
To be fair, I think Ethan Bellénd is probably one of the few people the Samaritans would turn away.
The film, I guess.
I think there's no helping him.
Rightly so. So yeah, throughout
August
a lot of this, a lot of the footage was actually Dan
1997.
and Jim playing
the greatest video game
as
of
well.
all time.
So the bits, other than the ones that are actually the animated sections, is actually Dan, the director, and Jim, like I already talked about before.
Yeah, all this stuff.
And Jim's an absolute
like most kids growing up in the 90s, video games were a huge part of my life. But there was one game that left an imprint on me like nothing else
got a
could.
playthrough before,
GoldenEye,
from
on the
beginning of GoldenEye Week. So this is the last bit of GoldenEye Week to promote the film, and it starts with a playthrough with a lot of
legendary
multiplayer. Them too.
Friends
On
huddled
Monday
around
they do a
TV
multiplayer
sets,
on the Tuesday,
battling it out to prove who was the best.
But yeah, all of
this
is
game changed everything. GoldenEye went on to sell 8
Game Bruce states, I didn't think the Samaritans were allowed to turn people away. They are with Ethan. Everyone is allowed to turn Ethan away.
GoldenEye as technology and gaming evolved. That amazing experience still sticks with me today.
Here's a question for you. Do you genuinely believe Perfect Dark is superior to GoldenEye?
I discovered it for some
heart-wrenching as it may sound to everyone watching, I never played either of them. The first time I played GoldenEye was while filming the training montage for this, and it took me about 10 minutes to get a kill.
There was a goofy
the other player wasn't even moving because the tank controls were that awful.
And the most fascinating of all,
I did have an N64 though, but I had Pokemon Stadium, so naturally I never needed another game for as long as I lived back then.
Did you have the special Pikachu one?
I did!
That's,
yes!
Yeah, good. That's meant.
Where his cheeks blew up whenever it was on. It was brilliant. And I've never played Perfect Dark because I never had to play any for this film.
And so
I don't know.
I had the first one, so we actually ended up having games in between rounds because it'd be like maybe 5-10 minutes between takes. So we'd just smash out a game, which was quite fun. For it, it was quite silly and everything. But that was my first time playing GoldenEye. I was a PlayStation boy, so I was like Metal Gear Solid and Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon. But I always knew of it because I saw. Remember Games Master, the magazine?
Magazine, yeah.
So Clive Fingerley, There is a... sorry, I'll derail because I've seen into things. Glenn likes playing from the first one. He's a fantastic character. Essentially, the character is in it, but I think what happened to him was edited out, and it's something that I talk about when, when spoilers. Later on when Ethan's like, oh, I've got the big hair, oh, my life's fallen apart. Clive dies in prison. So he does go to prison. He dies from smuggling a Game Boy up his tush. And it's the original grey one. And there's me. So that's a wrestler called Helena Razor, called Hellraiser in this. She's currently wrestling the Northern Circuit. So I believe she's in Charlotte on the 25th of September. I learned in that scene you need a safety word. We didn't have one first.
Mate, I remember you after you filming that, and you had bruises everywhere.
Well, I had a footprint on my back. That was a bruise.
Man of all time.
I mean, to be fair, most people would pay for that kind of treatment.
I mean, I was. That was a glutton for punishment. Dan only wanted to do the Walls of Jericho scene.
Music broke new ground.
So he said that.
And by that I mean people dug holes in the ground.
For it, so I was sort of left in that. And then I said, well, we've got it for now. Why don't we just do a bunch more stuff? Because it'd be funny if Ethan gets absolutely tar beaten out of him. And I was like, are you sure? Because we don't have to. And I was like, yeah, I'll be fine.
I have no solid lead on Ethan's whereabouts, so I'm going to track down the other stars.
I've never set so straight in my life.
Who knows? Along the way, someone might know something about Ethan.
Safety word on
At the minute, it's just getting in the way. I mean,
well, that's the funny thing is, like, Dan was like, "Oh, do you give up?" And I was like, "Yes, of course." And he's like, "Oh, do you give up Mummy's Boy?" And I'm like, "I'm so excited, mate. Like, this is Daniel Bruce, the actor. It's not Ethan anymore. I am asking you to stop the scene. I'm in that much pain." Because it doesn't like it hurts in wrestling. It's just like, oh, he's got the legs, and you're like, ah, it hurts a lot. Like, oh,
I even have an agent.
You're about to see Josie, so this is Josie, who was
I wish for you could see me
on
now.
it. Lovely, lovely one, very talented as well. So
it's finally paying off.
Getting a surprise cameo.
Do you follow any of the speedrunning scenes, Ben, for GoldenEye or not?
I personally don't, but I think Jim does. I remember him talking about some speedrunners during his Let's Play with Dan. And about some of the methods they use.
Look at that. How good is that?
It was one about a turret, I think. He was saying when we were doing the live intro, me and him on Facebook.
Agent told me to do it.
So that's one of my favourite jokes, and that is the massive mug.
Any day.
I wonder how.
Do you want to see the real merchandise?
By the way, this tattoo that he's about to show just turned up with it. Like, he was just like, do you want to see this tattoo I've got for the film? And we were like, what? And he just like showed us this tattoo, and we were like, did you get that for the filming? And he was just like, yeah. So we didn't even ask him. He's not great. That's on his leg forever, unless he wants to laser it off. And he just showed it, like he just did it on a dime. Like, he's wonderful. James, I love him.
He is a legend, isn't he?
Why would he ever want to laser it off?
Exactly.
I don't get any stupid gimmicks. And if he does show his face here again, I'll slap us all and chop that perm straight. I'm going to prove me winning was no fluke. Can't wait, mate. So excited.
I like Goldie in the background as well.
Yeah.
I know, it's a really nice callback.
GoldenEye World Champion is on.
Because I don't
quite
think
a lot of that where you can pause it and
Yeah.
see a lot. Like there's one with the Ethan.
My next task was to acquire support
before it zooms in on the wrestling. It actually has stuff about Todd and everything on the side. It's brilliant, and it's got like
going to help me bring this thing back
James's what's it called? Like him trying to sell his merch. He's got like an advert on the side and everything. There's like a list of why Perfect Dark's better than GoldenEye. So there's a lot of that in it that you wouldn't realise that's been edited in. And it is a cool tattoo, Victor. I agree. I totally agree on that one.
Just hope they turn up.
Gamers love GoldenEye.
So yeah.
Don't worry.
What's been your what was your inspiration behind Todd then? What did you want to bring when you were doing?
My inspiration for Todd was losing my goddamn mind, essentially.
Whispers and rumours. Whispers and rumours. Sounds like a dirty book the wife reads.
I wish I could say that I went through some kind of method actor inspiration, but no, I just turned up and just kind of lost my mind a little bit because I knew going in it was going to be a very over the top kind of character because that's what Jim essentially asked for. But it sort of worked out quite well because he's essentially a parody James Bond villain. You know, he's got the eye patch. He's supposedly got this gang. So
he's got his hideout. He's
hide out in a garage.
Oh, so a little bit of trivia. This scene from the first. So this is from the first film.
Like I said before,
hi Alex. Hi from England. Alex just messaged saying hi from Brazil. So that's cool.
Brazil.
We got stuff from around the world. That's awesome. So yeah. So in that scene then with Brenny, who plays Duncan. So we did the scene, and I'm supposed to like kick him in the crotch afterwards. Is what happens. So he doesn't get up because he's massive. He's like way bigger than me. So I love that scene so much. He's brilliant.
He is.
Frankly, some never
So
do.
we had to do the scene where we had to kick him in the crotch.
Extremely eager
And
to overcome his
he's
problems.
like, go for it. And I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, just make sure you get it on one take. And then fortunately the cameraman was like, no, we're not going to show that bit. And I was like, oh, thank gosh. Because I didn't like, I have the cowboy boots on for that scene as well. And they got like a heel like that. Like an inch heel to him. As if Ethan's not tall enough already. So.
Hey, William. How you doing? All the way from Texas.
Oh, hey, Will.
Nothing there anymore.
So.
That is well
Where from? You don't want to know where.
Oh, you don't want to know where.
That's unknown. Where's it? Where are you from? 4 Mile Rocket. Where are you from? I need to know.
He left my
you don't want to know where. You're not being held in Afghanistan, are you, or anything?
Oh god, that's the last.
Are you trying to send like an SOS in the chat of bringing back GoldenEye?
Please. I think the last thing the people there need is hearing us, Ben.
Haven't they suffered enough?
Exactly. For the record, I do hope the people that are trying to get out are safe and everything.
Yeah, it is a very serious matter.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, not very serious people.
Look, I'm gonna have to go.
So.
I'm teaching the kids English.
But yeah,
good luck with the World Championships.
See what I mean? Like, there's just little notes everywhere all the time.
Say hi to Ethan for me.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Hello from Haiti.
Bye.
Not too far. Oh, you are Middle East. Oh, okay.
The funny thing is,
championship needed new blood in the form of a new generation.
Ah, he's in a red zone. Okay, fair
Kevin's
enough.
A gifted
Well,
child.
I hope.
I encourage him.
I hope you have a good hour and a half with us lot anyway. Oh my god, this is Ali. She was wonderful in the audition. She was so brilliantly evil, like the most hateable woman you could possibly imagine, like snooty looking down on everyone. And she's so lovely in real life. Like she's just adorable. She's like this. You just want to pick her up and hug her. She's this dinky little thing.
Call of Duty.
And Seb is also a treat to work with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the funny things about Seb is that how old was he when he started filming? What was he?
Oh god, he's like, if he wasn't a teenager, he was like on the cusp.
Yeah,
it's his first film, and you can't tell he's
no.
good.
But naturally, he was having a growth spurt. So
yeah, and it did take 3 years to film, so we started doing a bit of like.
Oh my god. There's a snake!
Who did he stand next to before? Like, so we can try and fight this thing. Otherwise, he's like, we're going to have to put someone on the book, you know, like, get the Tom Cruise treatment going.
Kevin's fine. There's no snake.
Here we go. We've got our first GoldenEye graphic scene coming up. God, I love these.
I love this. When I first saw it, it's just so good.
He'd hide in anything he could squeeze into.
I don't know why, but I always think that the other characters that they've got in, like the flute player, he looks like something off Ocarina of Time.
He found something to hide in. Then the scream started.
Oh.
He'd only tried to hide in a basket with a bloody python in. You know, where them lads play the flute and the snake dances.
This is one of my favourite animated bits in a second.
Brilliant.
I love this so much.
This bloody snake had its jaws round his arm and its body wrapped round his neck.
It's every parent's worst nightmare to see their baby with a snake wrapped around its
chin in the snake.
You just knock it out.
Especially with all the other mothers watching.
But that was one of the lines from the audition, like, especially with all the other mothers watching all that. Like, she says it so perfectly. You're like, I hate you so much.
The basket salesman
like,
made us buy the basket. And the snake.
I think he's got a little gun.
Anything even remotely snake-shaped sends him into panic attacks.
Well, there is. Jim actually does have
Sorry about your
a modded N64, which, so spoiler alert, you will see the characters at the end of the film, which was done on an emulator for this bit.
Yeah, of course.
With me and Dan played it secretly. So, you know, when we recorded our animated bit, when we have a fight, I had to re-record my lines. He changed them.
I've got
so the whole, you know, take this, you
that I kill with.
Todd, and then with the sandwich. I had to re-record, so he was like, "Can we play this?" And we'll sneak it in at the end. So that's where we green screened when we reshot the ending. And me and you are actually in it. So the stuff you see at the end of the film, sort of in the credits of us as characters in it, and
so Kelvin is our latest contender.
Jim actually has an N64 with that on.
No snakes,
so that's in that. You'd have to, like, you know, if you don't pause it, you'll miss it. But let's go into
Things are looking up. I've recruited a new young gamer. And one of Ethan's biggest fans, Sam, has been in touch, saying he wants to be involved.
Oh, Glenn has a copy of the file. Sweet. Maybe, yeah, cool.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Play your favourite character, Glenn, and shoot the one you hate the most.
Yeah.
So.
Nice to meet you.
You're Sam.
Yeah, silly.
Oh, this is Harriet. Harriet's absolutely wonderful in this.
Yeah, she is.
She was fantastic in the audition room. So I had to. Jim asked me to read in, so I had no actual decision making on the casting, but I actually got to sort of bounce off people. And
so it turns out
go for it. I don't know if you even had to audition for it, Ben, because Jim was so enamored with you for a year before probably even talked with you. Because he saw your showreel and everything.
Well, apparently, I was talking to Jim about it, like when we first met, and he saw like my profile and showreel and stuff when he was putting together the first film.
Yeah, he did. Because he talked with me about him. He's like, "Look at this guy," and he sat me down in his house with the laptop. He's like, "Look at this guy." And he was a bit like, "You get a showreel like that," and I was like, "Jim, I need footage."
You play Spyro the Dragon, then?
I love Spyro.
Sorry, you were saying that before I interrupted.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, he saw my profile when he was looking for the casting for the first film.
Oh my god!
And I just happened to have updated my showreel, like spreading it around Twitter, Facebook, you know, the usual. And Jin just happened to see it again and remembered me when he was putting together the second. So it really was stars aligned type deal. And then he just messaged me saying, "Hey, I'm putting this film together. Can we chat?"
But then I'd always panic.
So naturally, I went, "Absolutely."
Well,
I'm wrong. In this day and age, like,
anything that has gluten in it, I get well ill. I used to spend.
But it's weird. Like, we had a lot of people before when we were filming some of it. They just blank us or no show, and it's really weird because it was a sequel, and the first one did well. You know, like you got in magazines and stuff like that, and people liked it and liked it a lot. And we got like a lot of people who made GoldenEye the game watched the original and were like, "This is really good." And then when we said to people, because a lot of it was done on backstage, when Jim put the stuff out, we had like 4 or 5 people in one day just no showed. It was really quite frustrating.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like,
if you can't go, please, as an actor, if you can't go, just message the people as soon as you know, so they're not just sat there going, "Well, we got half an hour to kill. What's going on?"
In a gaming championships. But I couldn't fantasize. I mean, think about it.
I'm currently in the middle of casting my current film, and the director James he can tell you some of the most bizarre horror stories with actors, some including no shows. He once had an actor come in saying that he didn't like the script.
Perfect Dark was the spiritual success.
And you just
okay.
What must go through a head like that?
And captured the same magic as GoldenEye. With an
God, I mean, I'd hate to be in the room if that happened with Jim during the casting process.
And according to my latest,
you know, like, I don't know what he'd do.
It had its very own respective world champion.
Boy.
Who wanted our attention.
Are there any Perfect Dark players in the chat?
Talk to me. Says he's
maybe throw some trivia around us.
A war going.
It says gang back in the day.
Which do you prefer?
They were involved in tremendously violent gang warfare.
Bloody hell, that sounds dangerous. Right, I'm coming with you. Come on, it's been years since I smashed this skull.
No.
Oh,
that's fine.
Just wait to see what Glenn's
We'll
going
be
to say.
fine.
You need a strong man to do it, not this computer rubbish. You need somebody in there to, you know.
I have seen the Boondocks, by the way. Well, Rocky, I love the Boondocks. I think they're fantastic.
Skull smash?
Yeah.
Let's see what he has to say. Okay?
I haven't had a chance
if anything's wrong, I'll push the red button.
Oh, Victor's sided with you.
Too late.
Hey!
course, Perfect Dark is awesome. Oh, but it ain't no GoldenEye. Sorry, Miss Red. There we are.
This must be the place.
I love this.
But it ain't no GoldenEye. Here we go.
So Jim did the art of that. The Joanna Dark stuff and all that. A lot of Jim did the art of it.
I know he's a fantastic artist.
We are the perfect darklings.
My name is Tom.
What am I doing? I should be. Honestly.
And the most
are you
person
getting the eye patch?
Disrespectful.
Perfect.
That is what I'm being right now. I am being
a gang.
Disrespectful.
You got the jacket.
But there's
oh my.
There we go.
I'm aware of that.
There we go.
You know what? I'm going to be back and say I'm going to get an Ethan t-shirt on. So I'm not going to turn it. We said this show's for kids, so I'm not going to make it 18 out of nowhere. So it's not going to be one of those kind of things. I'll let you answer some questions, Ben. I'm going to just put a shirt on.
I cannot believe Ethan did not even mention our tremendous rivalry. Still?
Perfect Dark is technically better, but GoldenEye has all the charm and nostalgia. Yeah, that does seem to be the general consensus.
Gaming world champion.
Is that because GoldenEye, obviously with the brand name behind it, has obviously had a much bigger audience to it.
Our vicious
and Perfect Dark, well, where every tiny little bit is a little bit better, just not quite enough to match that nostalgia kick that GoldenEye's got.
We confronted Ethan's
that seems to be the consensus from the gaming community, or at least the less extreme gaming community. Here we go.
There we are.
I love those running animations. They're absolutely brilliant.
I like that they've done the bum bag. Like he's animated the bum bag.
Yeah.
There's a Daily Dunker, I swear, during this. Like, I think Ethan throws a Daily Dunker at Todd, and I've been trying to see it for a while.
Well, look who it is. The perfect Darklings.
Take that back, you Bellénd.
How dare you? That is a rude word.
Before becoming physical.
There it is.
In its name.
Hashtag not spawn.
999, what's your emergency?
Some kids are throwing packed lunches
I can't. I'd have to go and get his name quickly.
Yeah.
So actually, he's in the chat of the actual film, the original. So what I will do, because I've got it on my phone.
Are you guys Bond fans as well?
Yes,
I am actually. In fact, fun little fact, I actually went to the premiere of Skyfall.
Oh, nice.
Over at the Royal Albert Hall, and I was right near the front, right near the screen, which sounds amazing, but it did mean I spent 2 hours essentially like that, because it was such a huge, vast screen. It was an absolutely incredible experience.
You lost an eye.
Up there as one of the best cinematic experiences I've ever had.
What the hell?
Because you've got the reveal of the Aston Martin DB5, where everyone's applauding and everyone's going yeah every time Bond does pulls his pistols. And Skyfall was just, I think, one of the best Bond films. Personally,
is Skyfall the one with I was going to say The Agent That Turns, but that could be GoldenEye. The one where he had like a cyanide pill. It was the guy off No Country for Old Men. I can't remember the actor's name now. Was it him?
Yes, it was him.
Yeah, that's one of my. I think that's probably the best Daniel Craig one. To be honest with you,
for me, it's like a toss-up between Skyfall and Casino Royale.
Are they your two favorite out of all of them, or just Daniel Craig?
I think so, because Daniel Craig is the Bond I personally grew up with. I mean, Casino Royale was the first Bond film I ever saw. Before my, I can remember after seeing Casino Royale, and I was really enjoyed it. My dad was over the moon because he's quite a big Bond fan, and just got out all these like DVDs of the old Bond films, and we just marathon through them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
By the way, sorry, before we jump into it, it's and I apologize if I say his name wrong. It's Yoshi Vu, is the guy who did all the animation for it. He's actually in the chat of the film, so I don't know if it'll be in this one because it's a watch along, but in the actual film, he's messaged in it. So if you want to show him some love,
There was still no sign of Ethan himself.
That's the way to do it. And for me, I like a lot more classic Bonds. My only issue with Daniel Craig is I view him as a bit more Jason Bourne.
Yeah, I get that.
So I call him James Bourne. But I'm also very picky with my Bond. Like, to me, Bond has to have black hair. I don't know why. It's just, it feels alien to me. So I see him with his blonde hair, and I'm just like,
yeah,
you know. But yeah, for me, it is actually weirdly GoldenEye. I'm not just saying that for the film. It was that and You Only Live Twice.
Yeah.
For me, one just because both felt like fantastic in Japan, and I mean, I'm a weeb anyway, so I'm not even going to pretend that I'm not. So Japan, volcano, like secret lair, and that is fantastic. But for me, GoldenEye had just the right amount of camp, cool gadgets, cool villain.
Remember that money from the opening of that
the
nail
tank,
salon with
like
Terry
they drifted a tank.
Yeah, well, I spent it on.
That's ridiculous. Like no
yeah,
CG.
It's got that sort of nice combination of all the Bond tropes, isn't it? Really.
GoldenEye.
And also, I think, I mean, I know you get like Octopus and stuff like that, who are like the leaders of the gang, but they weren't like known as smart. You know what I mean? They were still just sort of, they were a bit more powerful. They had henchwomen and stuff like that. Like,
the bad
Natalia in this is like the bright box. She kind of saves the day in GoldenEye because she's the one who does Borison.
That's a wolf.
And she also finds where the secret lair is as well. Like Bond's really reliant on her. He's just sort of keeping her alive. And then you've got Xena in it, who's like, I know is Jean Grey really in X-Men. Brilliant villain. Like in it, like nuts, but brilliant. Like she just absolutely insane. So.
Remind me, was the agent in the first
Tom
film?
Contemplated his life choices in
No,
his
he
new
wasn't.
persona,
He was brought in for this. He was brilliant though. He's another one.
I was sat there thinking, he's such an energetic and brilliant character, isn't he? And I was just like, was he in the first film?
No, he wasn't. Simon though, who's that guy there? He was in the first one though.
Yeah,
sort of like organised stuff and all that. So, and there's James. This is brilliant.
Nothing. Welcome everyone.
He might not have the most lines, but he's got some of the best ones, and he delivers them so brilliantly with that kind of exaggerated deep voice.
Yeah,
nothing.
As the current world champion,
but
Tom,
yeah, this is so a lot of the extras you see are actually crew.
19 times world
So the lady you saw then was actually our continuity in it. So she was always, you know, got to have to tell us which eye to cover or eye patch or whatever. You know, how's the hair and everything. The person that you're about to see in a moment is called James, who's one of the interviewers. He does a lot of his own lights and stuff. He did the lighting and all that, did like crew stuff. I've noticed some of the acts, by the way, are real people as well. There you are, evil boy.
GoldenEye World Champion.
Little fun fact about continuity while our continuity is in discussion. If you look at the posters, my eye patch is actually over my right eye. Which they did before we started filming. However, as I'm sure you can all see, I wear glasses because my left eye is very, very weak. So I had to look. Please don't let me film this entire film blind.
Well, think about so that's fair enough. Jim was in the background, and I just spotted him before. So in there he is.
There he is.
There's Jim for everyone who wants to see him.
Interesting.
Damn it! I'm just going to look at a few of the messages.
Look, the Lone Ranger has more talent on the tissues underneath his bed than Ethan has running through his whole body.
Yeah.
Question on that.
Oh, please don't call me on that.
Please don't.
Such a great line.
This is it. That's James there.
Is it really fun to stay at the YMCA?
That cardboard cutout, I think, is from the first one, but there was speaking of like sort of mishaps with posters and stuff like that. So in the first one, but people would be surprised now saying that Jim wrote a very extensive script. It was like that, a lot being knocked down. In the first one, the whole point was Ethan was supposed to be the sexiest gamer of 1999. So it's supposed to be sexiest gamer of 1999. Jim misspelled it, and we all missed it. Like, he sent it me, and he was like, "Do you think?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's good. Sexiest gamer. Cool, fine with that. Why not?" And he actually wrote sexist by accident. It says like #1 most sexist gamer of 1999. And he just kept it in. He was like, "Do you?" And like, he even showed me the poster that had been made at that point. And he was like, "Do you notice anything?" And it's massive.
Slow down.
And I was like, "Yeah, sexiest game." He's like, "He doesn't say that, Daniel."
But where?
So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I like Dalton a lot. Timothy Dalton, I thought Pierce Brosnan took a lot off him. I know he did spend the film crying, but that's in the script. I don't think that was Dalton's choice. But the look and all that and the hair, like, it was very Dalton. So yeah. Alcohol-free shandy.
I know, brilliant.
Another blink if you miss it, sort of thing.
That's got to be it.
You actually drink it?
Eyes on that.
Yourself?
No, they were empty. So I did try and steal one, but I misplaced it.
No, I mean, do you drink it? Do you drink shandy? Alcohol-free shandy at all?
I've never tried it. I'm willing to, if you want to, next time I'm down in London, or if you're up in Manchester, we could go for one.
Down some.
So.
Ethan.
So this...
Best intro ever.
So I'd
Don't at
me. Ethan.
So that was.
Okay, talk us through this bit.
All right. So Jim asked me as a joke to go into the pond and pretend I'm fishing. So I was like, sure, why not? Because I was only flip-flops and we don't know what's in there. So go for it. We'll get a tetanus shot. So I went in. And it was supposed to be a bit for after the credits. We hadn't done that. So I go in.
I guess you want to know
and I throw the thing and he's like, reel it back. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do it. And then check it.
After I retired.
Oh, pointless. And I got to turn around and I just go, but. And my right foot is stuck. And I could feel the suction. Like, I felt it go under my foot. So, by the way, the person in this bit is like on the Olympics team. He is an absolute professional.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's got Baksayu, if I remember right. He is on, like, his stuff is legit. So there he is, wonderful man.
This is Joji.
And essentially, we did a bit of a Borat with him. So you know how, like, Borat, whatever he says isn't actually what's written underneath. It's not the same.
Okay, Joji.
So I think, if I remember right from what he told me, although if someone wants to translate it and put it in the comments, please do, because it'd be interesting to actually know what he said. I think he says that the only reason I told him to come over from like China or wherever he's from was that I thought he was a girl by looking at his name.
No-shock attack followed by a slappers on a karate chop. How reset?
How did we? Well, I didn't. Jim got Grant Kirkthorpe to score the movie. He just got in touch with him. He just said, "Hey, I'm a big fan." Grant, I think I'd already watched the first film, so you sort of knew what it was about.
Yeah, you tell him, George.
So yeah, Grant even come in for the chat as well. It's really cool. It's in the live chat thing on the original film, so if you want to go on that, he went in. But Jim literally just messaged him and said, "Do you want to do this? This is what we're thinking of and all that."
And then
Grant just went, "Yeah."
Amber
That's it.
Juice.
So it was literally as simple as that.
Can I drink? And it's
so this seems actually. Oh, sorry. So the other thing, my foot got stuck, and I was like, "Oh god!" So I had to slip my foot.
I mean,
out
you're
of
drinking shandy,
flip-flop.
Ethan.
And pick it up, and as I picked it up, that's when all the stuff came out. At this point, Jim and Dan are just laughing manically. They have like this little girly laugh that I love. I knew I had a good scene if I could get them to laugh like that. And so they did that, and I had to like walk back and go like, cut the thing, I gotta go. Sylvia's costume wasn't particularly happy when we came back because we didn't run any of this past her, and we still had to do scenes in the flip-flops like what we're watching now. It is filmed like that. So she was a bit like, right, I'll have to wash and dry. She had to have a hairdryer and go like that.
Ethan, sweetie, I'm back.
Yeah, Nicole, it does look like it was raining there. It was actually raining there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a nightmare to film. For some reason, everything that could have gone wrong did and went past. So we're actually in a field outside. There was nothing. There's only one road nearby. So it was raining and not raining, and then we were near an airport, so all the airplanes were coming in. And if there wasn't an airplane, I swear I heard like an ambulance and a fire engine or something like that. It was some siren went past, and like an ice cream truck as well. And I was like, oh boy. And then we're in one of the takes. It's one with me and Gabe are talking. So Gabe plays Glenn. That wasn't hard to remember throughout. I was misnaming him. So we're doing the scene, and I swear to God, like this kestrel or something comes
This is
across,
my big dramatic comeback.
and we're about to do the scene, and then sounds I'm going through, and just
cut that out. Keep rolling,
like,
but cut that bit out.
And it took like 2 hours to film, if not longer, this one scene, because everything was going nuts. I mean, it does work sometimes aesthetically though, because when Ethan's are like, "Oh, it's my life's really bad," it just starts raining. Like we didn't intend.
Of personal
yes, the soundtrack is on Spotify, all of it. Glenn is right. So that got released yesterday. It's a really good soundtrack as well. Ethan's has actually been on for over a year. So the song "Golden Child" under Ethan's name is actually on there.
You want to know how many times?
And
that's right, it is.
I swear 5 of me. But I like the idea of someone watching the film and being like, Ethan's song is terrible and no one's listened to it. And then if someone was to look on Spotify, no one's listened to it.
Are you trying to get me killed?
Ethan, please. I'm begging you. I can very much still see you.
Such a brilliant visual gag.
Well, it seems I hold all the cards then, doesn't it? I don't want my fans to see what's become of such a dignified champion.
Was it cold by any chance there?
It was cold and wet. I can't remember if Gabe improv this line.
Please.
Oh, this is brilliant.
Just not sexual.
So, believe it or not, this is the first thing we shot, and it was actually the original trailer, and it was called Return of the GoldenEye.
And to show you just how early they shot this was the first thing Jim showed me when I first met him.
Was it?
Yeah,
Wow.
when we first met over, I think it was a Skype chat or something, he sent me this. As kind of like, look, this is what we've done so far. And I was just like, what? What am I a part of?
Well, originally the idea of this bit was that her husband's gone off, because so people have watched the first film. That is the husband of James in the last one. She comes to her and she's like, "Oh, you've got kids and everything." And the idea was, because he's off the deep end and become this really arrogant person like Ethan, she's like, "You got to come back to be Ethan, because my husband's become you and it's unbearable." So we had all these lines, right? We lost the footage, annoyingly for that bit. But that's a round shot. That was the drone.
With Ethan
and when it was going around, it actually hit a boulder and knocked the battery out. We were like,
using
"Oh God, the
dramatic
drone!"
savings.
So like we had to stay in
It was time
shot.
for me to try
They
and
can't
work
tell
out
us the
how
shots
on
up because
earth
they
I
were
was going to
really
raise the
far
money we
away, and
needed
we're a
to
bit
bring
like,
back the championships.
we're freezing
But I
on
didn't
top
have
of
a
this
chance to
mountain
think
at
for
like
long
5,
because
6
Steve
in the
called with
morning.
some urgent
that
news.
climbed up.
Yeah, sure.
I, as the
It's
idiot
at-
as I
it's
am,
at
had
the
brought a
actual
change
place
of clothes.
where
So
they
I'd
filmed
walked
it,
down
isn't
the
it?
damn thing in the Isle of Skye.
Sit down.
With everybody looking, Jim about 5 paces in front, and rightly so.
Really difficult. to
I don't
understand.
know this guy, sort of thing. But that was on the Isle of It was the same place they filmed the opening of Prometheus.
We're on.
So we chose the same location. There was actually a rock fall that
paid off
happened at
the
the same time. It was
crowdfunding.
terrifying. Like, this big rocks just went. We were like looking at it happen. We were like, oh my
I
word.
promise not to tell. It's not important, really. It just means that
Didn't they film that at the actual place where they filmed the Star Wars thing?
No, that's an island, if I remember right. This
Okay.
is that
The
is
funding is
recreation
finally
of
in
it,
place.
and you wouldn't
Yeah.
know the
We now had
difference,
all the money
but
we
that
needed
was
to
actually Isle
book
of
the
Skye. That's
venue,
where they filmed
make
the
the
opening of
banners, order
Prometheus. So when the
merch,
big blue guy
everything.
goes in the water,
Okay.
We could now
that
contact
nonsense
the
for the
press
story.
and the fans with confidence that this thing was actually
It's the same place
and
as
it was
that.
legitimately
Very,
going to be
it
the
looks
best
very
GoldenEye
similar, but I
championships ever.
think if I remember right,
And to make
that one was
things
filmed in
even
like
better,
an island off Ireland.
we could say the
Right.
golden child
I
himself,
could be wrong though. I'm not.
Ethan Bellénd, is back to
Oh, I love this. I mean, yes, more of Jim's artwork there.
versus the
Yes. Oh, he's got to have the
Ethan
mustache.
was
I
so
had that
excited
mustache for
that he
4
formally
years,
invited
4
us to document
birthdays.
his first
I
training
had that,
session.
and I do a little
The
Palpatine
most
quote
ferocious
in
combat
this one.
soldiers in the world are the Gurkhas of the British Armed Forces. Did you know they make an oath that once their blade is unsheathed, it cannot be sheathed again until it
Is that true?
drawn blood?
No idea.
Even if it's
I hope so. We'll have to ask Joanna.
Are there any British gurkhas in the chat by any chance?
She came to gurkhas, didn't she? Maybe she has like an honorary blade. Like, ask her to like unsheath it, and then if she cuts you and puts it back, then you know.
The demon inside will be unleashed, and it thirsts for what?
Yeah, it is. But there's a person called Heavy Hitters that's just sort of messaging the group. For it. I mean, it's also Jim though. Jim asked, and if you don't ask, you don't get.
Record me unleash my demon, and you two are ruining it with your noise.
So during this scene, on one of the takes, it's not seen in this, thankfully, but Ashley, who plays one of my brothers, I think he's Pierce. There's Pierce and Hugh Belong. You can see the joke already. Where I hit him in the back of the head. Yes, and I caught his hair with my finger by accident and ripped a chunk out, and I saw this thing fly up in the air and slowly cascade down like a feather. And I had this staying scene of being really angry with him. So I'm like, "Don't be so stupid, Pierce!" And I see it, and for a brief moment, my eyes just went. I had to just sort of.
Can you believe it? Kids earning millions, playing games in their bedrooms.
Oh, lucky bastard.
I was born too soon. I pioneered competitive games.
They have to learn how to stream, which is a miracle we are right now. Especially me in charge. Oh boy, I am a dinosaur. You know what? Ethan's right. I am a dinosaur. So...
Kids, this comeback was a bad idea.
Oh boy.
6 million a month. It's too much for a child.
So, out of curiosity, Ben, because the film is, I think hopefully it gets released a lot of the extended scenes and all that, because a lot of the scenes are very different. Like the one where Ethan comes back, it's like a 10-minute speech and all that. But is there any scenes that got shortened for you, Ben, that people don't know about that hopefully get released in the future?
There is a scene that between myself and Martin. Where you don't actually see us, but it was supposed to be our original intro, where Gabe kind of approaches the garage, and then out of nowhere, you just hear me shrieking at Martin, and then we're banging against the garage door to kind of imply that I'm actively abusing him.
All I could do was keep it quiet, keep an open mind, and hope that.
So we've just got me slamming against the garage door with him just letting out these cries of high-pitched pain, and it was so funny to film. I mean, I can kind of understand.
He's so much bigger than you as well. Like he's like Jaws.
I can kind of understand why they took it out, because it does imply a bit more of an abusive relationship than really we want to make it out to be. But God, it was so funny to film, and that would be the number one for me.
It's set up throughout in the original one, and I think this version is much better. But originally, Sam got with Ethan.
Yes, he did.
So, which it kind of feels a bit odd when you think back on it, because Glenn gets absolutely done over in the original script. Jim didn't know really what to do with him in the end. This is my favourite bit actually of the film. Did you improv this line, by the way, or was it actually?
Oh, that was all improv. By the way, that is the training montage where I failed to kill him when he wasn't even playing.
Ah, right. Fair enough.
They also had this massive plate of party ring biscuits that I was just munching in between takes. And they were like, well, do you want to eat it while filming? And I jokingly asked for milk with it, and they actually brought out a glass of milk. So I'm like, I mean, I should be complaining, but I'm kind of enjoying this.
Or so we thought.
But in the first film, Ethan was like this big military income. We recorded some extra audio for the for his like martial arts tape, where they were like, "Can you just improv some lines for it?" So I said something like, "I did it," and I was like, "You know, in my new training regime, where you drink milk 5 times a day, you will become a mega, you know, like martial artist like Ethan, you know, and it'll be out on VHS for $9.99 and all that." It was just ridiculous. So
you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay,
yeah.
Step down.
I like the fact that Perfect Darklings resemble the classic Bond villains. Yeah, that is. I wish I could say that is how we intended it when we filmed it, but that's just a really happy accident that came out from me acting like an absolute bastard.
500 comfortably.
Yeah, thankfully nobody saw the cop hats. Everybody who did see the club hats were paid for extras and stuff like that. We weren't. I don't think we could.
Do you remember the anonymous donor that made
get away with that?
Possible?
Just stop walking around the street. I think someone would have got punched, and rightly so.
Come on, lads, it's not all lost, is it? Look, we got.
I do have a bit of ginger moustache. I don't know why. I think I was told when I was
going to be absolutely brilliant.
born I was blonde for some reason, and just like I just slowly went dark. Just beard wise and hair wise, but I was actually blonde as a kid. And believe it or not, I didn't always have afro hair. This hair is although not chemical, because I certainly couldn't afford that all the time. I had wavy hair as a kid, and then I hit about 16 and puberty hit, and I just woke up one day and it was like this, and I was like, oh, yes,
there we go. The absolute heroes of the film that are the literal hundreds of extras that turned up.
Well, the Aussies are in it absolutely incredible. They did proper interviews, so there's an actual documentary coming out of GoldenEye the game that they started. And the funny thing is, the reason why they're in this is when they first saw Going for GoldenEye, initially thought it was a real documentary. They didn't realise it was like a joke, so they watched it because it starts off quite serious. It's like, there's this game and it's explaining everything behind it, and they were like, "Oh, everyone's on God." Good. And then I was saying, "I come on," and it's like Ethan's this 19 guy and this and that, and they're like, "Oh, it's a mockumentary." Thank God we can go ahead. Yeah. But it's on. It got reported on IGN and all that. Awesome. Like it's been talked about. It's coming out, and Jim helps with it and all that. And I think. Forgive me if I'm wrong, so this is potential misinformation. I think they got Sean Bean to narrate it, parts of it. So he should be doing the actual documentary.
Yeah, I think I remember Jim saying something about that as well. Because didn't Jim originally also approach Sean Bean for this film?
Yes, he did.
For a one-off gag.
Well, it wasn't Jim's idea, weirdly. This is one of the few times where something mad and adventurous happened with the film that wasn't Jim's idea. So Dan wrote it. Dan just wrote, the director.
Okay.
Wrote this extra thing of Ethan having this feud with Sean Bean. So the idea was Ethan went to this convention. Sean Bean snubbed him because he was just like, "Who's this weirdo?" And then I take it personally and I keep calling him and harassing him, so I got a restraining order. So the idea was, as this is about to happen, the big tournament, the restraining order is up. And I like, we did a lot of extra recording for it, where I'm ringing him and I'm like,
by bringing on board,
guess what, Sean? You know, like, and I'm in awful kimono that's like way too short. Sorry, this is a guy called another Ben, I believe. Was in Star Wars. He's in Rogue One, and he's a massive GoldenEye fan, and he's taller than me. I remember seeing him, and he was like this much taller than me, and I was like, thank you, because now I get to look up at someone for once. But here's an interesting thing about Ben. I'll jump back to the other thing in a moment. So he can actually fly planes in real life. He's an instructor and all of that. And it turns out the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon is actually an actual cockpit from like some World War II plane. So he was a massive Star Wars fan growing up. And because he was in Rogue One, they said, well, since you know how this all works, do you want to come do solo with us? So he goes and does solo, and they're doing the scenes and one bit's filming. And they've pressed the wrong buttons on it, so he comes along and there's a guy dressed as Chewbacca and it's like, by the way, you need to do this, 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 and this to fly the Millennium Falcon. And he just sort of looks at him like this, he's like, cool, thank you. And then they go to the scene and he walks on, he's like, I just told Chewbacca how to fly the Millennium Falcon.
Good to see you, Tom.
So,
we're gonna need you on stage.
so Dan had written all these other scenes, and the idea was that Sean Bean was going to be in the film for a brief cameo, where he was going to be like, "Where's Ethan Bellénd?" and then it would cut like that. So there was a few different versions of how it would work. Initially, was he approached Gabe and Sam at the end, and then he was like, "Where is he? I've heard he knows you. Like he's out to like kick my head and sort of thing." Another one was on the phone where he's like, "Find out where," and you know, it's all sort of jokes like that. Unfortunately, they tried everything they could to try and get I think get past the agent or whoever. Initially, it was like issues with COVID and a few other filming stuff he was doing because he was in America at the time coming back. So unfortunately, ships in the night. But that's why we said it. I had to say it in the scene that's sort of shortened in this one. It's why I say no one picks Sean Bean. No one's allowed to pick Sean Bean. And we did like this little voice message as well. We're doing all different Bean jokes. You know, you're a has-been, you this and that. I told him that I got a restraining order and I put it in a tin of beans and then microwaved it in the fridge. I blew the fridge. So now you owe me a new microwave, Sean, and a new restraining order, and a tin of beans. Like, it was
GoldenEye World
just so silly, the idea of Ethan, this nothing guy, railing on Sean Bean. So that we tried. By we, I mean Dan and Jim tried heavily, but they couldn't get him for this. So
number 1.
Hopefully a sequel.
Slappers only karate chop kills are an instant elimination from the game.
Oh, a message has been redacted.
Has to be happy with that first rule. He won the last championship using that very
nice.
Number 2.
We got Dalek and
Oddjob is now a playable character.
Nice.
But he lost his mind. He's going to cause a riot.
And finally, to keep things fair, every game will have the level and weapon loadout drawn at random.
Why wasn't Tom in Bringing Back GoldenEye? I'm trying to remember. I'm guessing the character Tom?
Yeah.
I think he was one. Which one was Tom? I'm trying to think now.
Wasn't Tom one of the guy presenting the documentary in the first one?
This is going to get messy.
Now, let's get on with it, shall we?
Can someone remind me, please, in the chat who Tom was again? I'm going crazy. I can't think. Because
aren't we forgetting something? Perhaps the
what are we forgetting?
Part of this little event.
I'm trying to think. Ethan wasn't Tom in Bringing Back GoldenEye, is what Glenn said, and I can't think.
Paid for everything you see here today.
Of course, yeah. Let's give Todd a round of applause for his generous donation.
Boris Johnson's love child paying for tonight's action.
I want it on record. I was not aware of that line at the time. The first time I heard of this line was at the premiere.
Today is also the perfect dog.
It could have been very easily, I think, Wild Rocket. Thankfully, a lot of the people we asked to be part of the film decided not to put a restraining order on us and joined the film instead. So, yeah.
Todd. So, should we get on with it then?
I love this layout design.
Yes!
With the sponsored by Perfect Darklings in the corner.
Right, so...
Well, some of the emails as well are actually people's emails. I think mine's on there at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember if yours is and all that, but they're all real ones. This is so stupid. The motor went. Like before we shot, like we were driving about in it, and then we come in, and I'm supposed to be driving it, and the motor went in the smoke, and I'm like, what do we do? And they were like, well, we're gonna have to. So that's when the legs are going, and I had to actually pedal in. But it does have a motor that just completely died. And for the record, yes, it is me singing, and yes, I still know the words for it.
I imagine they're ingrained into your brain at this point.
I forget Alzheimer's, I forget the faces of everyone I love, but that song was like just forever.
On a mighty steed. The fans are loving it. The players are loving it.
I do a lot of wrestling references in this, by the way. So we got like the Ric Flair strut. I do Finn Balor, Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy.
Surely I've got a better body than Ron Jeremy. Surely. My God.
That's brilliant.
So I think that's a Macho Man Randy Savage thing I'm doing.
He's down.
We've also got a Dragon Ball Fusion end pose thrown in there soon.
He might be injured.
They do that a lot in wrestling as well. That was an NWO thing as well, but we do have a little fusion.
Yeah. There we go.
You'll have to get Jim to commission it, Mild Rocket, because he made that himself. It's a Sinclair C5, which is made in Todmorden, I believe. It was invented there, which is why your character, Ben, is called Todd Morder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a place. I was there today, believe it or not. So, yeah.
Did you see that entrance? Look, don't worry about it.
I hope those t-shirts go for sale. The original Ethan ones were, but the site's gone and everything now, so they're quite...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hopefully they come back. Maybe we can do something for charity or something. I don't know. It's not me to decide.
Yeah.
So, hopefully people... you know what? Pester Jim about it. If you want to do it, like...
What's Jim's Twitter? Let's bombard Jim's Twitter.
Yeah, just Jim, not the GoldenEye website. No, if you're gonna request stuff, do it through the Bringing Back GoldenEye website. There is contact stuff and do it on Twitter. And they are sort of not sure how to do a physical release because obviously there's a lot of copyright footage in it. You know, we got Bond, and then with MGM and all that, and Nintendo to say the least. So. Yeah. You know, hopefully we can get something physical and do something with it where we won't get sued horrifically or taken down. So yeah, we just improv the handshake. It was just awful every single time. Try and make it as terrible as can be. So. Ha! Jimbo.
Ethan,
Jimbo.
One entrance.
Oh, I'm so humbled by that reaction. I mean, they're running the fuss for attention.
What are you on about? We've been rehearsing that for months.
And I see you walking, so the athletes for...
So if anyone has any questions as well, please don't be afraid to put them in the chat. We will answer any and all that we know. I can't, was this our first scene we had together then?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Well, look what the back dragged in. It isn't the golden child. I see your crotch is finally dried after that humongous soaking I gave you.
What? Such a brilliant line.
Out.
It's the absolute lack of irony.
Yeah.
I like these scenes I start like when we start having a bit more of a go at each other. Some of it was taken out, wasn't it, to say for later?
Yeah.
So, because I call Martin at the back Joanna Lumley.
Yeah.
And I can't say those words properly. I don't know why. I say it wrong every single.
You're jealous. You can only play
Lumley. I don't.
30% of perfect art without an expansion pack.
I will show you what's what out there.
I didn't even know they had expansion packs for N64 games.
Only certain games. I think it was. I can't remember if it was made for Perfect Dark or if it was Donkey Kong 64.
Right.
Here's a cool little thing. So I found this out the other day through the infinite powers of Wikipedia. So Grant Kirk thought, because he was part of Rare and they did Banjo-Kazooie and all that. When they did Donkey Kong 64, he was the voice of Donkey Kong, and they just kept him as Donkey Kong
really?
throughout like a bunch of games. Yeah. So Donkey Kong composed the music to bring back GoldenEye. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So yeah. Oh, and Banjo, Banjo too, you know that. So yeah, he did a lot of the voices behind the scenes.
Doesn't count if he takes it back.
And Banjo too, yeah.
Yeah. No, how many films can say that? That Donkey Kong did the music for them.
I love that they were back there this whole time.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready to start the first match of the GoldenEye World Championships 2019?
But yeah, Harriet, you can should I do a spoiler now throughout this so people can look at it? Because I'm presuming people have already watched the film.
Maybe a little bit of a spoiler.
Temple automatics, everybody.
So essentially, keep your eye on the Ethan people. The people are dressed as Ethan. Keep your eye on the crowd and see how many times they pop up, because that's it's been that. And also, here's another thing. So the two girls that were the dancers in the Ethan song were actually in the crowd originally for this, and they were going for it so much. You could see them on the camera, like really, like when the Ethan song comes out, that they were like, "Well, do you want to be in the Ethan music video? Because you were great in it." They were like, "Yeah, sure." There's these two sisters came along, so they're actually. Came along and did it all. It was really, really cool. So it shows like you just go for it in a roll, you somehow get another.
And here comes Corbin again, and gets his third kill.
I do know the Donkey Kong rap as well.
Anyone to kill here.
I'm not going to do it. Using Bond-related lyrics. God.
Turn around.
Oh boy. I know that word for word due to Super Smash Bros.
There is just no stopping him. And this is it. Kelvin has Sam in his sights. One more kill.
I think there's a skipped line in this that they recorded that was brilliant. It's one of my favourite lines that's taken out. But there was someone sort of, obviously the KKK for the sake of the joke. So someone comes up to the dad and like, don't you think that hat's like really offensive? And they're like, hey, look, we don't let him listen to any of that rap music. We think it's just space bot. And they go, do you think we're talking about the Wu-Tang Clan? And he goes, and them neither. This isn't really a joke, and we had to take it out.
Lasers.
So.
And here we go. Todd is not popular with the crowd here, folks. We'll see if that has.
It's actually not a bad system for a video game tournament like this, is it? With that kind of layout and using a spinning wheel to decide. Are there any like video game tournament watchers in the chat that is that kind of system used at all? I can't imagine there are that many video games for that kind of layout where, you know, you start off with a selected weapon and a selected environment.
So a lot of it's like your StarCraft and League of Legends. I'm not sure about GoldenEye. I hope it is. I hope it's come up at least anyway, because that'd just be nice quite to live on. So I love your improv line throughout all of this, Ben. It's just so. I think my favourite one is your hate gives me power. It's like the Dark Crystal. I love it. Like,
I know.
The iPad is like Blind Q in Muppets Treasure Island. I love it so much.
One of our audience get to kill here, and they put themselves.
Ken in the chat saying, "Can't believe I lost that match. I said the game was fixed. You lost fair and square, and you know it."
Yeah. The thing is, Jim and
it's over. Todd Morden making like
it was just Jim and some of his friends, wasn't it? For this.
Takes second place.
That is it. Bow to your new king.
So here's the thing about the next scene between me and James. So we have to do it a few times just to sort of get angling right and to get the reflection in the glasses and all that. And I said to him on one, because sometimes you start stopping and spot. So I said to him like, look, if you don't sort of come at me aggressive, I'll push you over because I'm not going to look at you and I'll knock you over with it. So come in hard and fast. So he comes in and he goes, bang, like right in my chest like this. And I feel my skin just pull with his hand and I'm like, ah! So the initial hit when I'm like, ugh.
Genuine pain.
Now, the fourth of this contest is the defending champion. It's the Lone Wolf.
He plays this so well.
Looks like the Rancor Keeper from Return of the Jedi.
Let the game begin.
So many bits like that. Ben was fantastic in this.
Yeah, he was
so good.
His defense.
He was based off a person that Jim met in real life, by the way. So the Doom 2 thing and all that. I think that's a direct quote. This guy was like, I've gone over a lot of these games, and he was like, what? Like, I don't even think they were talking about the film or something like that. It was just like this random guy he met. And he legitimately said like, I've Doom 2 and all that. He's like, he went through automatically with all these games he's gone over. They're like the same series pretty much. So he just invented this narrator for it.
The jacket's stupid, the hat's stupid, the whole thing's stupid, and that's the reason. And when you were down there, I saw you give him your card. That's the reason I lost.
I didn't give them my card. It was above second-class stamps. Tim, come back.
Love it.
I might need to turn my light on, though.
Yeah,
I'm about to be shrouded in darkness.
Also, while Ben's in that, for people watching, so this scene was completely different when it was originally shot.
Your knob looks really clean.
In it, I was very like, oh yeah, I'm super sexy and cool and this and that.
I'm sure it's really
and when they watched it back, they just went, why would Ethan be like this stud in front of this girl when he's just such a dog? So they just changed that. I'm just sort of looking at her.
A break from the internet, babe.
And then
attention
obviously,
of fame. It's great, but sometimes you got to step back. Plus,
what's about to happen happens.
Right here on my laptop and. No, it won't.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when it comes up.
Yeah. Ha, you and your puns.
So glad it was noticed.
Oh, God.
Could I get a photo and an autograph?
Of course, anything for my public.
I like the extras that were cool though, Ken. Don't undersell yourself. A lot of them were really good, especially with, like what happens in a moment. Like so many people in it were fantastic. So, and didn't need to be. They just went in.
Thanks, Ethan. Good luck last match.
She's such a good actress, Harriet.
Oh, she is.
She's so adorable in it. She's like that. Her and Glenn are just Sam and Glenn are the heart of this film. Really. Here we go.
So, talk us through this scene.
So this was the first thing I had to try on costume-wise in the film. This went into another story actually in this, so I'll talk about this one as well. And I can only apologise for what I was about to say. So yeah, enjoy. I hope you like that one. So essentially, I learned a lot about strap-ons. I don't know how to phrase it, so I'm just going to say it. So I come in and I'm like, hi, I'm Dan, and the two costume people then they're like, hey, nice to meet you, cool. And then they're like, so for the thing you seen, we need you to wear this, and they gave me like a selection of two. And one was just like on its own, and the other one was like I had to step into it. It's like a harness and everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. Unfortunately, the jeans I had were quite stretchy. So, no, it's not genuine, Mild Rocket, thankfully. I think we'd have to change. If you think I can keep that going at that size for that long...
Take it away, Steve.
I'm a very jealous man.
Pretty sure you need to go to a
I'm a very jealous man. So, I'd be in the wrong industry if I could do that naturally. So, I put it in, put my pants over, I walk in. And I'm like, how does it look? Because I had to walk down this corridor, I had to do it in the toilets. And I'm like, cool, it looks great. And I turn around and Nicole Part, who's one of the producers on this. First time meeting her, never said hello, but I turn around and she looks down at me straight away. She's like, you look prepared. I'm like, hi, I'm Daniel. Hi, I'm Nicole. Nice to meet you. Looking good there, thank you. So we had to do that. So the scene after, so we shot that bit. Now that's the scene where Jim had to leave. He was laughing so hard. It actually picked up on the boom mic. He was in the audience. He just couldn't do it. And the extras were brilliant. They didn't have to be. That guy there was fantastic. Like the way he did it.
He was.
It's brilliant. Didn't have to do it. So it took like 3 takes to get that one sorted. But essentially the scene with the bathroom, we did it initially. I had these flesh coloured pants and the strap on, and then what was supposed to happen was I collapsed and fall forward. The guys who playing my 2 brothers catch me, and then we go out, and obviously we had a scene for that. So Alex comes in, the cameraman, records it, and he's like, cut, we can't do that. And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's picking up, and if you blur it out, you're going to have like 2 black marks on your butt. I'm like, okay, fine, what I'll do. I went into Cubicle Quick, and I was like, right, I've got 2 flesh unders on, I'll take the straps off, stick it at the front, we'll do all the illusion, I'll have my pants up at that point, and be carried out. So I'll go in, still got the thing, they're going for it. He's like, cut, and I'm like, what's the issue? And he's like, still doesn't look right. Even with the pants, it doesn't look right. We can't blur it, it's unusable. And it's like, it's a good scene, unfortunately, it's a good shock factor. So I go up to Dan, like, what's the issue? And he tells me the issue, he's like, I'll just explain. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And he's like, well, the scene might have to be cut. And I'm like...
So the championships were in full swing, and for the most part,
do you want me to
everything was going brilliant.
Drop then? And he's like, only if you're comfortable with it. I'm like, I'm not comfortable with it. It's cold in there for one. I've got 2 people who I don't really know that well, actors, who are going to be like head high, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, are you guys okay with this? We got to do the thing. Like, cool, yes, thank you. Okay, we've lost viewers as I've told this story. We can only apologise. So Lucas is sort of, I'm like, Lucas, we're going to do that. Close your eyes because you just on boom. And Josie comes in, and I'm like, she's got to hold the door open because the door keeps slamming. I'm like, are you prepared for this? She's like, yes, I know what's going to happen. So I had to drop my kicks and then we did the scene. So that's how we went from strap on to strap on, I guess. That's the story.
Put 'em bum.
Yeah. Do you have any behind the scenes for yours, Ben? Any deleted nutty scenes?
showdown. But she's clutching her stomach. Kelly takes advantage.
No, actually, I've been quite lucky.
Sam takes second. What a match.
I did have to wear yellow tights for playing college one time. I think that's as close as I've ever been to something crowd.
Right, let the semi-final begin.
Here we go. The big event.
Two champions, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, sharing the same stage. Somebody pinch me. Todd finds a weapon straight away and gets a kill.
First blood.
Finally picks up a weapon, but walks straight into a bullet from Todd. That's 2 for Todd. Todd is on another level.
Maltese thing, that.
I love how the two extras are just in between us and they're just trying to focus on Big Name. And they've got us two kind of screeching at each other from either side.
So they were the two guys from the scene before when I had the boner. So they're the same two extras that are in it.
They knew what they were getting into.
They certainly did.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
So do you want to explain the sandwich, Ben?
Okay, so just so you guys know, yes, they threw sandwiches at me. They threw many sandwiches at me. Most of them hit their mark. So you got Ashley kind of in the crowd throwing these ham and cheese sandwiches into my face. I wasn't aware going in that day that I was actually going to have sandwiches thrown into my face. I thought it was going to be a CG effect. And you want to know what they did? They turned it into a CG effect after the fact. So if you watch it, it is technically a CG sandwich after they threw about, I think they must have thrown about 6 sandwiches into my eye.
Probably. I was in second place. I was in second place.
He said the guy's just lost a second eye.
No. I will not forfeit. Ow. Dare you.
There's a little throwback, I feel. I don't know if it's intended or not. So there's a scene in Going for GoldenEye where Ethan's playing the game and he's really annoyed at Duncan, who's flirting with his girl.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of. So there's a scene where I'm sort of... He's from the, the dartboard. We're doing that, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It's from that scene where they say I get telepathy and I can play the game like ridiculously.
Ladies and gentlemen,
good and sort of do all that. And I do it essentially blind, so it's nice that there's like a throwback to that with Todd where he's like, I'll do it blind. I don't.
Todd and Ethan.
That gosh.
Fuck it, I'll do it blind.
Yeah.
What was fun is that, yes, I was actually blind.
During
I had both eyes completely covered up.
With Todd refusing further medical attention and not wanting to press charges, the championship somehow soldiered on. Both Ethan and Todd were going to join Kelvin and Sam in our grand final.
Here's the thing, so Harriet, who plays Sam,
there she
is actually gluten intolerant.
She is,
so, yeah.
Was that in the script before she was cast?
Pardon?
Was that in the script before she was cast, or was her being gluten
She wanted
intolerant?
to come up with a reason as to why, because obviously Harriet's like, you look at her and she's just this beautiful person, both inside and out, but undeniably good looking. So Jim had to come up with this character beforehand. Why would this person who's like every sort of 90s gamer's dream.
You think I'm going to let a little
not be going out partying and having drinks and all that? Because obviously as soon as she becomes a teenager, why would she not go out? And the idea was she didn't know she had celiac disease and she was eating all this bread, but she couldn't go out because she was just in pain all the time, and that's why she's a thing. So that's where that came into effect. And ironically, when so Jim put that in because he was like, well, that's I had it, so why write what you know. And then when Harriet came in during the thing and we were like, oh my god, you're an amazing actress, you've really brought this character to life, she's like, oh, by the way, I am actually celiac as well. And we were like, even better. Like, the stars have aligned into Orion's belt.
It's a sign.
Even better than before. So I love the
final is officially underway.
Whenever he talks about our job in this, it's so good.
Which is a welcome choice
I love
for
it
the players
so much.
and the fans.
Like his sheer hatred of Kelvin throughout.
But his confidence is certainly not affected.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
and
Todd's being
down.
killed and he's just
Kelvin gets kill number
I
2.
actually, I don't think you see. So I might have already done it already. I actually unplug your controller when you die.
She slappers only karate chops Todd.
So I actually just pull it out and drop it
elimination for Todd.
during the
No more
scene. So that's why you're never
opportunities
back in
for
the thing after a bit. I just unplug your controller. There it is. So you're all like,
Oh,
yeah,
that-
I'm
it
winning.
might have been that there.
Plugged in.
Sam is on a roll now. 3 kills for Sam.
It was so weird, like, because we had to try and match what was on the
Yet to get in
screen.
this game.
Yeah.
And we had the
Todd
big
still
screen
thinks
behind
he's
us, which had a
playing.
delay. So there was like a sort of 30-second delay, wasn't there? It was like
shot to the
an
back by
obscene
Sam.
amount of
4
time.
kills.
So we had to then sort of, and
Sam
thankfully,
walks
once
straight
again with
into
the
a
editing,
fury
it
of
looks
bullets from Kelvin.
wonderful.
Yeah.
3 kills for Kelvin.
At the time, actually acting it out.
Kelvin is being very
It was a real,
He knows Ethan is in the vents, and
yeah,
there's only one
trial.
way
It was a
down.
trial and error on that front.
4 kills for Kelvin.
I've never done that, and I
Ethan
don't think I'll ever
right
have to
into
do that again. Weirdly, it's such a bizarre acting scenario you have to go through.
Kelvin immediately picking up.
And weirdly enough, the footage was different on the day.
Still
I think it might have been different.
zero.
I can't remember if Dan and Jim had to reshoot it and put it on that day.
Yeah.
And just like go through it like painstakingly through the script and act it out essentially.
wow.
Or if we had
Sequence.
something else different and then they
Kelvin
changed it
picks up
after.
kill
I can't
number
remember
6
which.
at the same time as Sam
Right.
gets her fifth.
Yeah, that's
You
just been
can't
asked
make
in the
this
chat.
up.
Was an actual game being played, or are you all just playing?
Oh my God.
It's all scripted. Jim, the producer, went ahead and actually played out what was happening in the script on the game, and then just played that at the actual championship in the hall.
In this match, this final
So a lot of that is actually Jim and Dan.
Yeah.
So I do love that line though. Mummy, mummy, this small steak. I hate it. I hate it. It's so with the pug mask. Part of me wish he had a snake mask. That would have been brilliant.
I love Harriet's response with that sort of side glance of disgust and then turning back to the game.
3, 4, 5. They're neck and neck now. There's a 2-horse race between Ethan and Sam.
I do like this bit. This sort of like genuine,
On Sam's condition.
slight battle of the titans here.
I like how you're in the middle and you're just like...
I know, not completely oblivious.
Completely. No idea what's going on. You're so focused as well.
Ready to breach. How is Sam holding it in?
Well, I can only be focused on the darkness.
In 1994,
it's dark, it's perfectly dark.
It's perfectly dark.
I don't know which one of your lines I like the most.
14 years later.
You have some of the best.
Oh, and a 6th kill for Sam. A 7th kill. 8.
Here's a question then for you. It's because
Go
I
on.
can't watch and not say anything. If you had to play any other character other than the one you played, who would you go for?
Oh, God.
And Sam gets her 9th kill. One more. And she takes
I mean,
it home.
the obvious choice is Ethan. But I mean,
Ethan is trapped in the air.
like you are Ethan. There's no way I could play it in that way. It would have to be in a mud. I would play it in such a different way. It probably wouldn't be Ethan as we know it, because you just take it to the absolute next level.
Thank you. You too. That wasn't a sell, by the way. That was me just asking a question.
That was the answer you were aiming for, really, wasn't it?
It was. I was hoping more than anything. So, and I will send that bank transfer after the live stream is over.
I mean, playing Gabe's character would have been quite interesting, because he is very much almost a straight man in all of this, isn't he?
Yeah, and
which is a skill in itself, because he has he's got such great comic timing with those very subtle glances to the camera.
Yeah, and he's so like, when you talk with him like normally when you're not in character and all that, he's incredibly witty and all that.
Yeah,
but obviously he can't really do it because he's sort of going like,
what a final.
You know, he's kind of like doing a gym in the office. You know, he's a bit like, you know, he's looking at the camera like, oh my god, these guys are insane. So he did a fantastic job with it. Like he blew it out of the park because he blew essentially for the film. Like without him doing everything he's doing, like even just simple stuff like this, it holds it. You're not bored because he's there.
One of the developers.
You know, and he is there for a lot of it.
Here we go. We need to bow.
No,
we are not worthy.
So
absolute brilliant person.
Wonderful. You know when people say like never meet your heroes, like he is.
Ladies and gentlemen,
oh no, he's a hero you meet.
GoldenEye World Champions.
He's so cool.
He's so nice.
But he made them pretty radical as well. Like when he left Rare, he made like Time Splitters 2 and stuff. Like the man's phenomenal and just a
the
cool
gaming
guy.
legend.
Yeah. Literal living legend. I remember I was
I've shot you in the face so many times.
running for one of the scenes. I had to like run from one section up to the top again. And he was screen time with his family, and he was like, "Ethan's here. Like, come say hello to my family." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's so sweet. You didn't have to do that." Like, and I just had like a 5-minute chat with his family, and it was brilliant. Like, he's such a cool guy. I think you'd be happy to know, Ben, that he did dress up for the premiere of on Wednesday, when it was released, and he was wearing a Parklings.
Glenn.
So it is on his
That's
Twitter,
amazing.
I'll send it you as a private message. It's fantastic. Let me see if I can just get it now for you.
Absolutely, that's brilliant.
But then one of the other
I arranged for Hugh to
makers of it dressed up as Ethan, and Jim gave him the jacket as
knew it
well.
would trigger his
So we got
PTSD.
both an Ethan and arguably a Todd.
Pierce threw the
absolutely
sandwich
wonderful. I'll
at
try and
Todd's
send
good
it, you know.
eye, incapacitating him.
He did what?
I anonymously wrote to my old agent.
There you are, Ben.
Yes, my voice was absolutely shot at that point. When I'm screaming up on stage, crying out, "Say my game" and "Bow to your new king" and all that, my voice was gone that evening. It was awful.
I made my brother
a little bit of
swap the
trivia.
sandwiches
So you
to
know
poison you.
the Perfect
Ethan,
Dark
how
signed
could
one
you? I bought
that's
your
in,
fucking
like
single.
before your reveal.
I've
Then
always
that was
cheated.
signed by David Doak at the thing here.
I'm only a
Oh, really?
Someone went, "Can you sign it, please?" And he was like, "Yeah, of course." He's just the
for
raddest
me.
guy, really. And David, so he
He was
just
a prick.
signed it out, and
Glenn,
he's just, oh boy.
I cannot
Yeah.
accept.
But I had to
this
go up
trophy.
to him, and Jim just said, "Do something random to sort of
I'm
throw him
withdrawing.
off." So that's why. What was supposed to happen is I go up and I
Sam
take
is
the trophy
the real
from him, shake his hand, and
GoldenEye
do
World
this thing.
Champion.
Yeah.
And
Instead, you kind of do this bow.
I do, yeah, I did that. He just went
I guess the real winner is Sam.
like that.
Well, it looks like working through.
I do
the
like
barrier
this
of
ending,
focus
where
has
Sam,
paid
who's
off
just
for
such a
Sam.
sweet
She's
and
our
likeable
real winner
character,
here tonight. I have to
ends
say,
up winning
was
it.
Thoroughly deserved. She played brilliant.
It's so good. She is like the heart of it, though, isn't she? Like
She is.
her-
Alright, please shut up, everyone. Not finished.
It's like a dog in the background. It's just brilliant.
I'm so sorry, Sam. I've been obsessed with winning for so long. I never
So
stopped to think
originally
about
in this scene, just so you
human
know, I
cost.
was supposed to kiss her.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and I talked with Jim and Dan, and I said like,
Weeks now.
I
Buy some
thought it was
fig
supposed to be this
rolls.
horrible
Buy some
kiss, you know, it's supposed to be
chicken
like, that
Fig rolls
sort of
have
thing.
Yeah.
gluten.
Tongue
And
swirling
so-
around each other, cartoon style.
Yeah, it'd be like my tongue on her chin sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's awful, the worst kiss ever.
He's
And
stroking her
I
cheek.
said, but
He's
the
going
problem
in
is,
for a kiss.
Sam,
Stop commentating now. Thank you very much.
she wouldn't cheat on a boyfriend. You know, like, she's this wonderful person.
Yeah.
Like, why would she? And oh yeah, okay, she likes Ethan. It's like, oh my god, this celebrity, but she's still, the character didn't make sense. So I said, well, wouldn't it be funnier
I have a boyfriend.
if she was like, the thing that I sort of come between us is the thing I cheated to get. Like, so that's why she clocked me a few times in the mouth with it when we had to do the You're like, this is brilliant. I love this in rehearsal as well.
This
So in
reveal.
rehearsal, obviously, didn't have the gear, did Brenny. And he took the thing off, and we were all like, we all just looked at him. And then he went, like, he did this eye roll, he just went, and took it off. Wonderful.
You remember him,
Oh,
right?
absolutely wonderful is Brenny. He's so good.
Hello from
So
Haiti.
good.
Hello from Haiti.
Yeah, it was. It was really good to see Sam in the end, Victor.
Bunny,
You're
you
right.
made it.
I'll be taking that.
Oh,
I'll be taking that. What? I waited 2 years for this.
It's how red he goes.
Now, I have the one thing you value.
Really into it there.
Why are you doing this?
And he's such a lovely man in real life.
Yeah, he is.
Like he's colossal and he's just so nice.
Just look at you.
He's actually slimmed down quite a bit as well. Like he was saying at the premiere, he was even he was impressed with how hench he was in this film.
Yeah, see you, Sam.
Yeah, fair enough. I am too. I remember he got really close for the headbutt scene, by the way.
Like that.
Like he was like, "How close are you gonna get?" And I was like, "Get as close as you want. If you hit me, you hit me. Like we just gotta like make it look real." No.
Did he actually hit you?
No.
Ah, okay.
Movie magic. But he got close. He was like that away.
Yeah, did it properly then.
You see? No one cares about you.
I love that he's in the crowd throughout. Absolutely throughout.
Yeah, he's even in the outside shots as well, isn't he?
And you see him in the crowd when there's like cuts to the crowd. There's like little bits you see him with the neon like glasses. So it's just fantastic. Yeah, you're right, Ken. David Oak is the man. He is amazing. Absolute legend. I sent you the pictures of him, by the way, Ben, of both Doak and I can't remember the other guys. I don't think it's Grant. I can't remember who it is who dressed up as well. As Ethan, so.
That's brilliant.
Good, innit?
With Goldie.
Ah, I love it.
Get out of my way.
What do you want us to do with him, Ethan?
Also, like, just another person who just turned up and just,
Let him pass.
like, straight away, just gave her the line, hey, can you do it? Yep, just went up and did it. Fantastic. So.
Okay, show's over, everyone. If we could just make our way nicely to the exits. What a great day.
I still, you know what, I need to go through at one point and see what the, you know, the Twitter stuff at the bottom, I need to read them.
Yeah, just pause it every other moment.
Right. It's like we need subtitles just for the Twitter. Oh, I love this bit.
I know.
This is such an awkward shot that we had to do it at the end of the day, wasn't it? We did this at like 11 at night or something.
Yeah.
We had to weirdly stand sideways. So obviously normally in the conversation you'd be facing each other like that, but we couldn't because of the film. So we had to sort of stand like this.
And keep in mind, guys, again, completely blind. The first time I saw any of this was at the film premiere.
Friends. I like that.
And rightly so, Wild Rocket. Yeah, you should be, because he is an awesome guy. If you ever get a chance to meet David Oak, he's just amazing. I love this bit.
Oh yeah, where it flicks off.
Yeah. That was accident as well.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's got an eye patch. Get it? GoldenEye.
That's my Tina Turner.
No.
Could hardly tell the difference.
I know.
I shall wear it.
It's the hair. That's what it is.
This is also for you.
Conker's Bad Birdie. I finally got it. Oh, thanks.
I can only apologise to what's it called for that one? I can't remember his name on sound. I think I hit the boom, like the sounds that we had on those like, 2-3 times throughout the film, maybe deafened him.
Forget about
I'm so sorry about that.
My fellow gang member Martin has suddenly decided to donate.
No one is a better blind man than Mansbridge.
Yep, damn right, Will.
Assume he's nodding vigorously.
He's a stone burner as well, so I'm not going to mess with that. I'm not going to dispute.
Farewell, golden child.
I have fear and respect.
Now that all of that is over.
So I don't know if you noticed, Ben, but you know the speech that you did sort of earlier in the film when you're talking about
ladies and gentlemen,
Perfect Dark and how it's so much better than everything else. It's actually edited in earlier in the film. So when it cuts to black and you're talking about Perfect Dark being like, we've got an alien and Joanna Dark has boobies and all that.
Oh yeah, isn't it edited into the conference.
Ben, we can't have that. We can't. Did you see that, for Christ's sake?
The news conference.
The police station, that's where we go.
Yeah, in the news conference, in the initial one, there's
Right,
they edited it in at the end. That stuff. I don't know if you ad-libbed it or what, but
I'm sorry,
yeah.
I don't think I did. I think that bit was actually scripted. Because again, I don't really actually know that much about Perfect Dark.
Everything.
Fair enough.
So I was relying on Jim. I don't think it was scripted. I think it was Jim going up to me saying, "Here's what you can say," and I just sort of took that and ran with it.
He did a lot of that, and he came up with some stuff on the fly, and he's just like, "Say this," and he's like, "Okay, cool." He's like, "It'll be funny, trust me." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." Another one putting money into this show. Like, I'll do what you say.
By 99% pretending to be someone else.
I'm a Bellénd, aren't I?
It's alright, Dalek. You're back still, so we're happy you're here still, mate. Don't worry about it, mate.
A huge Bellénd.
Come here. Somebody should have done this.
We had to reshoot this end bit because we did like 2 takes from my side coming in, and sort of did that. I did it on the wrong guy, so we did 2 takes like that, and I was like, afterwards, I was like, did I hold the correct eye? And
no.
I continued to be like, which eye did I do? And I'm like, which one was it before? And we had to retake it. Fortunately, it was only 2 takes. So.
Well, I'm glad I met Ethan.
Yeah.
He was everything I wanted him to be.
So was it still broken at this point, the bike?
Man.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, it is. If my legs are going, it's broke.
Beneath his persona is a guy who just wants the world to love him as much as he loves GoldenEye. Bringing back the World Championships and making this film has been the hardest thing
It's such a nice song as well.
But the people I've met along the way, for good and for bad.
And it's very poignant because it was an experience filming this, and it was a great one.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely. It was insane to go through and everything. It was meeting everyone, making new friends. Like James, yourself, Ben. You know, when we can finally sort of move about a bit easier, I intend to come down to London and see you. Hopefully we can see Gabe as well. Gabe's not here now. I'll give him a shout as well. So you won't believe about Benny, but he's only just gone to uni for the acting stuff. Like, I think he's in his second year, but he's doing like a production to sort of get seen and everything. So Bill there, I love Bill.
The thing is, Bill, one of the loveliest people you will ever meet. He is so genuine, so nice, and so down to earth, and yet he did actually accidentally punch him a couple of times during that scene.
So many unintended injuries in this film, isn't there?
I know.
We got sandwich-related wrestling, actual knockouts.
Love you. Have fun.
Love from Glenn.
So do you want to get the trivia for this scene, Ben?
I mean, we spent more or less all day on because these are new scenes. Because we said, like, as we said earlier, the original ending was Ethan ends up with Sam, the Perfect Darklings, and Glenn are just sort of left out of it. Here we go.
Do you remember what Jim told you to do?
Too long.
Facility.
Complex.
I can't remember. Did we actually do one where we kissed? I can't
I
remember.
remember Jim whispered something to him, and I thought, he told him to kiss me.
Yeah.
And that's why I let in for it. I was like, you know what? So if people look at the background bit when I go, yes, I got you, I actually shoot your character in the crotch. So that's us in the game that we're playing as. Oh, God.
I can remember all of our voices were shot after this because it was just hours of us screaming and screeching.
It was like, I swear Dan had it on like the second take. Like he had his safety and he was like,
he did.
Do it again. I think they were just like, do it until your voice breaks and then do it somewhere. I think, once again, I think we improv you losing the again, didn't we?
Yeah, that was made up on the spot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm sure we could have like arranged a ketchup packet or a blood pack or something.
Get a
Just have a
squid
bloody tip of an N64 controller.
Hey, you okay?
But this is actually Jim's bar.
Yeah.
This is real. This is in
It tastes good?
Halifax.
Yeah.
So this is actually Jim's bar with a lot of it's a retro gaming bar, so you've got all the stuff
all
in there,
gluten-free?
and it is as they say,
Someone's
gluten
eating.
free. So
Nice you going?
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's a real restaurant.
His grip. I mean, who would have thought David Doe? It was like a.
So that's Jim's actual inside of his bar for it.
Like a beast. Yeah. What if he'd like some martial arts training?
Oh,
It's such a nice ending, isn't it?
Such a nice
That was the
ending.
bit where Sean Bean was supposed to appear. You're like, where's Ethan Bellénd? And you're going like, what? There's Jim. Lovely man.
I need to get Jim to send me that ROM hack with all of us as characters.
I think Dan might have it as well, to be honest with you. Just give them both a shout.
Probably.
I just want one of the jackets. I want the one with me and you on. You know, like are they called the Golden Darklings jacket on the back?
The Golden Darklings, yeah.
So I need to get that more than anything. I'll go down the aisle with that on.
How long did it take in total to plan and shoot this film? Plan? Didn't it take Jim wasn't Jim thinking of this for like 4 years? In total.
I think he started writing it a year after going for GoldenEye because of all the feedback we got. Because it actually weirdly did really well in like Scandinavia and Germany. We had a lot of people someone did like a live viewing and just whatever they were all watching it and commenting as we were going through it. Oh, nice fun. We had quite a few people who were like, it felt like Cameo was a thing, and I'm not being like rude because I'm not. But essentially, Jim would get requests of people being like, it's my friend's birthday, it's my birthday, Ethan, come along and do a birthday video and all that. So I did quite a few, I did them all out, like jokes ones. I did one I was doing like karate stuff and all that, like happy birthday. So because we got all that, Jim was like, quite a few people like, so when's the sequel coming out? And he was like, it isn't, I'm done. But he kept getting a lot, he was getting berated a bit.
Yeah.
Let's do it and let's go all in. You know, the first one was like, I think 5 or 10 was made with. This one's obviously a lot more. I don't know the exact budget, but a lot more. Very professional. We had a lot of people who worked on stuff like Jurassic Park as the crew and stuff like that. Like, not very big people from big things, which is really cool. Why I'm in it, I have no idea. But essentially, Jim had spent like a year or two writing and getting everything sorted, and then when we did the initial filming stuff, it was a different crew, and then they met Dan. And Dan knew Josie and all that from Sheffield, so he then went up a gear with that. So I think I'm planning all that was 2-3 years before actual filming anything. So, yeah.
I like the fact he had an American flag in his video as opposed to Union Jack. Is there a reason for that? That you are an American flag?
The American to begin with, and I couldn't do the accent. So the idea was that Ethan thinks he's like this American action hero, so he has the flags for that. So that's why he has the American flags and everything all the time. It's because he thinks he's this big thing in America, because America's like, you know, Big Apple and all that. And he's nobody. He's literally nobody. So that's why he always had it. Yeah, America. So that's why I do a little thing like the Rocket, take the thing off and throw it into the crowd when I win. It was supposed to be that Ethan thinks he's an American action hero. So, yeah, that's what it transformed into. Bizarre. That is the song. The cake I did not find out about until the day. So when I'm being force fed the cake, because I was like, "Who's the cake for?" And they were like, "For you." And I was like, "I don't remember there being a cake in the film." And that was the two girls who were the extras. So if anyone wants to spot them out in the crowd, we brought them in for that. So yeah.
And there we are.
There we are. So that was Bringing Back GoldenEye, live streamed by Ethan and Todd on that one. I think at some point maybe Ethan's song will be coming out, the actual music video. at the end. I believe it'll be online at some point. I don't know when. I don't get to decide those things.
Do you have any social medias?
I mean, I wasn't. I was just an actor, Wild Rocket. I don't think anyone's going to go for me about all the copyrighted material that's in this, to be quite frank.
No, I was asking, is there any social medias to like follow us on?
Yes, sorry, I did create captions for this. This is once again, so we've gone for Twitter there, GoldenEye Movie. So if you go on Twitter and go on that, for that one, there is a link tree on there as well. So it's the same if you type in Bringing Back GoldenEye on Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. Everything is on there. Any future stuff to do with the film will be done. Obviously, please like and subscribe and all that. The film so far, I believe, has like 3.2 or 3.3 thousand views already, which in since it's been released on Wednesday, that is pretty good, I think. So we've got that, and there are link trees below with both the stream and all that. This should be within the thing. Yeah, so if you go down to the description section of this video below, if you're on your phone, and I believe maybe below or to the side, wherever, of this one, we've got the website, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Spotify. Spotify will have all the songs on. The website does actually have a lot of behind-the-scene pictures, which is quite nice for that. And obviously, we've got the fundraiser for the Samaritans down below as well, just in case anyone wants to see it. That is it there as well. So that one's just giving. It was set up by Jim. That's sort of in part because Jim didn't want to sort of release the movie to like make a profit. He wanted to do something good with it, and I think that's in part how we've got away a little bit with the copyright.
Yeah.
For hopefully it's not sort of taken down as a result of that. Hopefully, you know, Nintendo and MGM and Amazon, because I believe they own Bond that now, don't come for us or anything else.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I don't know if we've got anything else sort of related to any other copyrighted material. Obviously, in part, this is a parody and original characters and everything. Hopefully, WWE doesn't take us down for the Shawn Michaels parody. Thinking about that. Please, Vince and Triple H and Shawn Michaels, don't ruin us.
We're big fans.
So, but yeah, all the proceeds go to charity. So hopefully, you know, we're not making any money off it. That's the joke at the beginning, and it is true. I've not made any money. I think it's safe to say, Ben, you've not made any money off the release of the film, at least. So we've been paid to star in it, and that's it.
Yeah.
So.
Do we want to give out social media call outs for the actors and our own personal ones?
Well, it's both my real name and my thingy name is Daniel Bruce. A lot of it's Daniel Bruce acting. I know that sounds amateur, but the problem is Daniel Bruce is a very common name, apparently. So if I try and put D Bruce or Bruce Daniel B or anything like that, it just says it's already taken. So for the sake of it, if you just type in Daniel Bruce acting, I'm a pretty distinct looking guy with my hair, I think. So I've got an Instagram, I've got a Spotlight Mandy, I've got a Twitter. If you want to get in touch with me, you can on those. I'll respond as quick as I can. And my email is on there as well, so if you want to send something more private, you can do. Please keep it PC. I don't want any sort of recreation of Ethan's scenes. I'd be happy not to have that in my life. So.
Yeah, you can find me more or less the same. So, like Instagram, Ben Mansbridge actor. You can find me on there. Twitter is just at Ben Mansbridge, I believe. I should probably get some of the others actually. Thinking about it.
Yeah, let's get them. I was James on there. I believe he's Jim Stallone. It's on it because he's a big Sylvester Stallone fan.
Yeah.
Dan Guest is Dan Guest on that one. Even if you look up like Bring Back GoldenEye stuff, you'll see a lot of retweets of people on there for it. Let's see.
Harriet, you can find on. Hang on, Harry Rose M, spelled HARIROSEM. You can find her on Instagram there.
Yeah. Gabe is Gabe on?
I've not got
Gabe on
Gabe
Instagram. I know that. Where's Gabe on?
I'm sure he's on Twitter. I'm
So
sure.
I think here's the thing that makes it a lot easier for people. So we actually had an article out in Nintendo Life that was sort of, I believe, Thursday's thing that came out. And what's really nice what Nintendo Life have done, where our names are, I believe on some of them, it actually has.
Have they put in links?
Yeah, so like if you click on my name on that, it just says Dan Bruce. It goes straight to my Twitter. Let me just check if it does. So Gabe is on IMDb, just so you know. He's on quite a few things. He's done quite a lot.
Yeah, I think they use my IMDb as well.
Yeah, so there's a lot and stuff like that. Same with Seb, Harriet, Ben Mansbridge, and all that. Oh, cool. Just got a request through. I will follow back. Thank you for the person who sent me that. It's very sweet of you. But yeah, mine's very public. Obviously, stuff, both promotion for this film, past stuff, and any future stuff I'm doing. Obviously, I will.
And I'm sure we've been tagged in so many things. If you follow the, if you just scroll back a little bit on the GoldenEye channels, I'm sure they've tagged us in all sorts of things.
Oh yeah, it'll be. There'll definitely be a lot, and if not, like I said, there is the Nintendo Life. For that. Which has a lot, and it's a nice interview. It's got a lot of stuff from us all in it. Gabe's interviews in there, stuff you'll see Dan.
Yeah,
I believe you're in it as well, Ben. So yeah.
I don't think I interviewed for them, but they do mention Todd in his in all of his Toddiness.
Well, I bitterly, I have to admit, most people like you over Ethan, so I'd understand it. But yeah, it's still sort of. Yeah, I'm definitely not bitter about it at all, Ben, that you outacted me on this one yet again. So I think, unless anyone else has any questions, stick them in now. But other than
before
that,
we call it a night.
anything else, I think, yeah, it is 5 to 9. I'll stick on just for 5 more minutes. I'll stay until 9. But I'll let you go, Ben, because we've all got to sleep and eat. So,
how do you know my
do
dead
that in the ROM hack. If you can do that and let us know. I'm sure Jim would love something like that. Put Todd in it. Why not?
It's great watching Jim and Dan play it because they play as us, but Jim's playing as me. And he's clearly the better player, so it's just me shooting you over and over again.
Well, which is what Todd would want, wouldn't he, really? One thing that I think is brilliant, here's a little bit of trivia from the first one. So when we did a Premier in Leeds for it as well, and Jim hosted a tournament for GoldenEye. He was like, come in and you win, like, I think it was like the trophy off the original film or something like that. And he entered it, and he absolutely trounced everyone. Like, he just did it because he wanted to play against everyone, and then he ended up winning. Like, he won it, like, decisively.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, thank you for coming on, Ben, and thank you for all the behind the scenes stuff as well.
Absolute pleasure. Loved it. Any excuse to watch the film.
Why not? Oh, and to wear that jacket.
Yeah, and represent the perfect Darklings.
So I don't
representing
at the back of mine. It's just grey. But I have got the front.
You just sort of fade into the wall.
That's yeah. Feel free to what is it? Edit my head onto various horrible things. But no, have a lovely evening, Ben, and thank you again for all that. I'll stick around for just a little bit longer. So you've got until 10 o'clock. Not 10 o'clock to 9 o'clock with me. God, I can't get the times right today. It's been an intense bank holiday weekend.
I know. This man interrupted me halfway through making dinner, saying, "Hey, are you going to be ready in 30 minutes?" I'm like, my food is not going to be ready in 30 minutes.
To be fair, it is a very Ethan thing to do. So I was seeing my character. That was I was getting revenge on Todd. So, was it a sandwich? Were you making a sandwich, Ben?
Sorry?
I said, were you making a sandwich?
I was not, actually. I was making chicken breast in a white wine and mushroom sauce with a side of nutmeg-infused mashed potatoes.
Nice. That is the most actor dish I could possibly hope that you could have made, to be honest with you.
Oh, dear.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, have a good one, Ben. Take it easy, and undoubtedly, and
Absolutely.
hopefully, I'll see you soon.
Oh, definitely. All right. Love to you all. And remember, Perfect Darklings for the win.
Oh, you.
See ya.
So long. All right. I hope everyone enjoyed that. I really do. I enjoyed hosting. Hopefully, it was as good to watch again with both me and Ben as it was watching without. Maybe even better. Who knows? If you do have any more questions, fire in. Like if you need any more behind the scenes or anything like that, please, like I said, follow the link tree. It is below. If you need anything else, sort of GoldenEye. This is the end of GoldenEye week, so we do have the playthroughs with Jim on Monday. Where they do almost 100% of the thing of campaign, both him and Dan talking about various things. Second one is multiplayer with the characters of GoldenEye thrown in. Wednesday was the release. Thursday was Nintendo Power, so we have the full interview on that, which was fantastic, really cool and in depth. They didn't have to do that, and it was nice that they did. Big GoldenEye fans as well. Friday was the release of some of the music with Grant Kirkthorpe, I believe, and obviously today has been the live showing. So, yeah, that's fine with me, Dalek. If you want my face, we'll go for it. I can send. You can always use my headshot, whatever you want. So DM me when you want. Oh, thanks, Will. But yeah, please do it on the link tree. Please do it on the Just Giving one. So that's how it's sort of put through. So if you are going to donate, please do it. I'm glad you liked the film. For it. Thank you as well, Dalek. You're too sweet. So yeah, if you want to give me a shout. It's just if you want to put Daniel Bruce acting, whether it be on Instagram or Twitter, and just follow me and all my details on there. So if you want to see anything like going for GoldenEye, bring back GoldenEye, it is on there for it, and there's a few nice sort of snippets of behind the scenes. Anyway, you know what? Yeah, it is on. I think it is on Twitter. Sorry, I had a few weird. Nothing against you, Dalek. I did have quite a few sort of scammy and spam messages. I'll get that unlocked for you as well. But if worst comes to worst, just message me on Instagram or use my email that's on there, and I'll definitely get to you. Okay. In the meantime, have a lovely evening, everyone. Okay, and take care of yourself and stay safe. Bye.